Today is Passover, and it's our first time as a family to celebrate this festival together. We've done it with a few other families, so we're going to try it out and see how it goes, and you guys can join us. Passover is perhaps one of the most important festivals in the Bible. The Bible talks about it's a time when when God rescued His people, the Israelites, from captivity and slavery in Egypt, and something that Jesus did as a part of communion.
Blood on the doors with the killed lamb.
Right. Yeah, and so it's a really big deal that ties in both the Old and New Testaments, and it's one that I feel like a lot of Christians overlook, and I'm not really sure why. I didn't grow up celebrating it regularly or anything, but it seems like, we put a big emphasis on Christmas, but God never told us to remember His birth. He told us to remember His death and resurrection and that stuff, So, but it is something the Bible says that you're supposed to celebrate this and observe this for all time. And so we're like, all right, well, let's start doing this together as a family. And we're just going to do it. Passover's a long time, but we're just doing it for one day. The first thing we're going to do here is I am going to read from the Bible, catch them up on the story. We've been reading it ourselves, but I also have this for you guys to color in while I read the story. Okay, and it's a picture of, you guys know what's happening in this picture?
He's painting the blood of the lamb.
The blood of the lamb, right? That saved them, right? So here, Hallie, you can have yours, although you might play with blocks, but you guys can color that. While we've been reading, as you guys know, have been around for a while. We read through the Bible several times a week as a family at dinner time. So we're already halfway through the story. I'm just going to finish it up real quick. We got a few chapters here to read before dinner tonight, before we do the Passover Seder together. So I'm just going to read a few chapters here and get us all caught up on the story. We set the table and we're ready to go. We have all the elements out of Passover, and we're going to walk through them. We already did one without you guys. Sorry, we got started. Anxious. What do we do? We broke the middle bread in half, and I went and hid it. That's called the afikomen. And then we're going to go, you guys want to go look for it after the end.
Kids, a prize.
Yep, at the end of the meal, okay? A lot of what we're going to be doing here, I actually wrote down this Evernote document, and I'll share it with you guys in the description if anyone's interested in following kind of along with the full thing of what we're doing. I modified it a lot for what we're doing with our kids and stuff. So during this meal, they drank 4 cups, okay? And each cup represented something that we're going to talk about. The first cup is the cup of sanctification. It reminds us of Jesus' promises. The second cup is the cup of deliverance, because God brought or delivered His people out of slavery. And then the third cup is the cup of redemption. Remember that Jesus bought us and paid a price for us. And then the fourth cup is the cup of praise, and we're going to remember what Jesus has done for us and for the big celebration with His resurrection, okay? So we're going to do the first cup. First of all, we remember our empty seat. Our empty seat, we remember throughout the dinner tonight that Jesus is always at our table, just like He was with His disciples when they did this meal.
This empty seat is where God's sitting.
That's where Jesus, that's to remind us that Jesus is always with us. Okay, so we're going to do our first drink, which reminds us of Jesus' promises. So I'm going to pour it, but we're not going to drink it yet, okay?
Let's go.
Or should I wait? I should probably wait and pour it right before we drink it. Let's make a mess. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to ask Miss Nicole to read and Mommy to read, okay? Miss Nicole, do you have a Bible on there or no?
Yes.
Okay. The first cup says, "Blessed are you, O Lord our God, King of the universe, who makes the fruit of the vine." So let's drink this and remember Jesus' His sanctification.
What do you win?
Daddy poured mine first.
Well, but it's everybody's first.
Yep, it's the first cup. In a traditional Seder dinner, the first cup was followed by some ceremonial washing of hands. During the Last Supper, this might have been when Jesus washed His disciples' feet. Remember that story? Let's read that story. This is how we clean our feet, but it's just a symbol of how we clean our hearts, right? For God. Do you like this?
You tickle?
Get your feet clean, just like Jesus washed His disciples' feet. You like that? Have you?
Do you like this?
I like it with you.
Massage while you're there.
too heavy.
Hey, how you can help?
My two beautiful daughters. We've been eating all the stuff at the table that symbolizes different things. The bread, the horseradish. We made our own karas. How do you say it? We're not karas. Yeah, karaset or whatever. With this and the apples and the raisins and strawberries and stuff. We did our salt water and hyssop, and here comes the lamb. And what does the lamb represent? You guys remember? What is
This
this?
lion on the cross.
Jesus. Yep, that's Jesus, and it's also the substitutionary lamb. I'm using a lot of big words here tonight. The lamb that died in the place of the Israelites on that night when God passed over their house, right? So a lot of different symbolism, a lot of things different to remember in the lamb also. And we're not using utensils because when people rushed to get out of Egypt, God's people, they didn't even let their bread rise, right? They had this flat stuff. So we're just eating like we were in a hurry, just using our hands, using tin foil plates, like we just gotta get going. We just finished eating the meal and doing most of this, all the different cups that we had to drink. Now the kids are off looking for the afikomen, I think is how you say it, the piece of matzah that I broke off before the meal and hid, and you guys are all gotta find it. It is in this room, I'll give you that hint. It is in here, and you have to find it. And whoever finds it get a special prize. This represents two things: the blessing of Jacob that he stole from Esau, that was then hidden and came in return. And we're going to consume all of this bread once they find it, because all that blessing that it represents, we want to have. And then it also represents Jesus' body being hidden in the tomb, or being buried in the tomb for 3 days. And you found it, Hannah. Is it in there? Okay, go see Mommy for your special prize.
Mommy,
that's the body of Jesus that we have, and celebrate that Jesus' body is here. Yay!
Where was it?
Back.
Isn't that the boys' room on the
So what's your
bookshelf?
special prize, Hannah? What's your reward that you get? Mommy has it for you.
A whole battle?
Now you're in your jammies, all ready to go to bed. What did you think of Passover? Did you like
I
it?
liked it.
What was your favorite part of it?
Getting to do all the foods that mean different things to eat them.
Yeah.
I liked making the bricks.
The bricks, and what'd you make that with?
Fruit and nuts.
That was really cool, huh? You got to eat it. Yeah. It's over. It was a delicious meal. It was like eating a story. If you could eat a story, that's kind of what it made me think of. What did you think? Did you like it? Was it good?
Yeah, it went really, really good. And
What was your favorite part?
that you did most of the planning.
Oh. I thought it was good because our kids, they know the story of the Israel being delivered out of slavery in Egypt, and the Lord's Supper and the Last Supper before the crucifixion and the resurrection and all that kind of. So they know all that those stories, but I feel like putting it in like an order, talking
really,
about
yeah.
it, and having like visual associations with it, as long as like it got all the senses involved in the storytelling,
Yeah.
basically your taste, feeling.
It's very
Everything.
hands-on kinesthetic, which is how I learn the best. And so for me, it was like, this is totally the way to teach your kids of how everything went down. And yeah, I don't know. It was really cool. And it seemed it seemed fairly simple.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes a long process for it, which I was telling Tim earlier. Like, I feel like for something like this, we need to start it at 4 p.m. if we're going to do it for dinner, or give the kids a really good snack to be able to hold them over. Because if they're hungry and all
the
this
food
food is
sitting
on
out,
there,
they're just like,
it's
"Give
hard
it
to
to me."
wait. I mean, the thing did say to like go ahead and have everything on their plate already.
We didn't do
And
that.
we were like, that's going to be way too tempting if we have it right in front of them. So
Yeah, it was good. It was definitely a good training tool for teaching your kids God's story and connecting all that together. So thanks for hanging out, guys. Subscribe, and we will see you guys on Wednesday for our vlog then. Bye.
Tim is home. Toby, who's here? Is Daddy here? It was a long trip for you coming home.